identical to when I was there.
East Valley School District is hoping the second time is a charm when it comes to passing a bond for school improvements. We'll tell you why they'll be trying again next month. Plus, a Washington school district is being sued by a family who says their daughter should have never been given her high school diploma.
We'll enjoy a calmer end to the week across much of the inland Northwest before widespread wind returns this weekend.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for the Night Report on KREM 2 News. I'm Christian Garza. Sydney has the night off. But we're less than 2 months away from the East Valley School District asking voters to approve a $220 million bond. Now, this may sound familiar as the district tried earlier this year, but narrowly failed to get it passed. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy tells us what's at stake.
The East Valley School District's middle schools and high schools are struggling, says East Valley alum Ben Wick.
It looks pretty identical to when I was there.
Both buildings were constructed more than 50 years ago. Besides a significant redesign in the 1980s, those buildings have stayed the same. The district set a $220 million bond during its February ballot to demolish and replace the buildings, but it failed by a narrow margin. The bond requires a 60% passing vote to get through and only got roughly 54%. Because of how close it came to passing, it's now back on April's ballot.
What we're asking for is what is needed and necessary to take care of our facilities.
Superintendent Brian Talbot says the district hasn't passed a bond in 30 years. He says one reason he believes the bond narrowly failed is because folks don't understand the need the schools have.
Having not run a bond for as long as we have, there seems to be more of a conversation about it right now, and so it's about getting more people involved.
The district anticipates the bond amount being $1.96 per $1,000 per year. The district has a 4-year capital levy at 73 cents per thousand that's expiring at the end of this year. That means the difference in what taxpayers would pay if the bond passes is $1.23 per thousand. If it passes, it wouldn't go into effect until January of 2027. Ballots are due on April 28th, and folks like Wick plan to reach out to more community members in hopes to see it pass so his alma mater can look different than it did when he was a student.
We understand taxes are tough. Nobody wants to make additional investments unless they have to. And we see this as we have to.
Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
The buildings anymore.
A big shakeup nationally today. Kristi Noem is no longer the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. President Donald Trump posting on Truth Social about the change, saying in part, quote, "The current Secretary, Kristi Noem, who has served us well and has had numerous and spectacular results, especially on the border, will be moving to be Special Envoy for the Shield of the Americas, our new Secretary initiative in the Western Hemisphere," end quote. The new Homeland Security Secretary will be Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin. That switch will go into effect on March 31st. Now to the conflict in Iran. In interviews with multiple news outlets today, President Trump said he plans to be involved in picking Iran's next leader. This as the fighting continues to expand. The president added that the son of the late Supreme Leader was an unacceptable choice, but he didn't offer an alternative. U.S. and Israeli forces hammered Iran for a 6th day, including an attack on a stadium in Tehran. While Iran expanded its retaliatory attacks, today the House voted on a war powers resolution to limit President Trump's use of force in Iran. It failed, as did a similar measure on the Senate on Tuesday. Alrighty, switching things over to weather tonight. We had a little rain today, but we're drying up soon and looking at some wind in the forecast. Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo joins us live from the Outdoor Weather Center with more. Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, Christian. After topping out in the 50s today, we've already fallen back into the 30s. It's going to be a cold one. Not until these clouds slide over the top of us do we start to get a little bit of that heat trapped. So just think of it this way. Couple of stray clouds, I can see plenty of stars over me, so those clouds aren't doing their job just yet. They will in the next few hours, and that keeps us from dropping too far below freezing. We'll wake up to some of those clouds tomorrow morning. Most of our showers stay up in the mountains. Tomorrow night, we'll see another quick round move through, but that seems to be about the extent of it. Most of it later in the evening, and most of it out by Saturday morning. In fact, by the time the sun comes up, all of that moisture is up in the mountains and staying there. Even as we get into the day on Sunday, that looks to be the case. However, wind picks up across the region. Tomorrow, pretty calm, but a high of 47 degrees. Saturday, we're back in the 50s and it starts to pick up. A little bit breezy, but by Sunday, we're talking widespread windy conditions with a high in the mid to upper 50s. We'll talk just how strong those winds are going to get coming up in the full forecast.
Thank you, Jeremy. Idaho Governor Brad Little and the Coeur d'Alene Tribe announced the completion of a historic water rights settlement. The agreement aims to resolve the federally reserved rights of the tribe, ending decades of legal battles. The tribe agreed to recognize and protect an additional 10,000 acre-feet per year. Idaho's Attorney General says the tribe will receive certain quantities of water, affirming its opportunities to develop the natural resource within the reservation while protecting the rights of both tribal and non-tribal Idaho citizens. If you'd like to learn more about the settlement, we have an in-depth write-up up on our website, KREM.com. Closer to home tonight, the Spokane Public Library says they're facing major cuts that could affect you. Library officials say they're $2.7 million short in the 2027 budget. At a meeting with city council members today, they urged the council to see an investment in libraries as an investment in communities. They also told the council the library sees more than 1 million visits each year, with people using its spaces for meetings for about 90,000 hours annually.
We are seeing unprecedented gate counts, checkouts, meeting room usage. We're really a piece of civic infrastructure for the entire community.
The library and city council discussed moving forward with a possible levy to raise money that could go on the spring 2027 ballot, but no decision about that was made today. In case you missed it, Spokane is in the running for a nationwide contest for the title of Strongest Town. Advocates say Spokane's policies to bring more housing options to residents and Safer Streets programs are helping the city stand out. Mayor Lisa Brown says the city has also been doubling down on bike and pedestrian safety as well.
Definitely our land use policies are leading in the country because they are doing things to encourage more housing at all income levels, and more housing downtown and in our neighborhoods.
The winner of the Strongest Town contest is decided by public voting, which runs through early April. You can vote online at strongesttown.com. We, of course, have that link up on our website as well. Spokane Regional Health Districts picked a new leader. Now, today they announced it will be Danny Scalise. He is currently the Public Health Director for Burke County, North Carolina, and will take on the role of Administrative Officer for the Health District no later than April 30th. Well, still ahead on the night report, a Washington family is suing a Western Washington school district over a high school diploma they say should have never been given to their daughter. You won't want to miss that story in just a few minutes. But first, we are welcoming a new team member next Monday. We are looking forward to introducing you to KREM 2's new morning and noon weather anchor. Now, here's a hint for you. She's from Washington and is looking forward to joining our Weather Impact team of meteorologists. We'll introduce you to her on Monday, March 9th at 5 a.m.